Alrighty, hey everyone, welcome to another WRP live play TTRPG session. What is WRP? Well, that's me, Faye, game master and storyteller, and Lachlan, our writer and producer. We're a couple who love sharing stories, so much so that we quit our day jobs and created our own company. That way we could create high quality and exciting TTRPG experiences full time and share them with you. And tonight, we're playing D&D. This session features D&D's Shadow of the Dragon Queen, a riveting adventure of courage and valor where our intrepid heroes face unbeatable odds in a cataclysmic war. With us at the table are several of the incredible players who have joined us on our grand endeavor. If you'd like to play alongside them, you're more than welcome to join us. You can ask in chat or hop over to our Discord to find out more information. Now, speaking of our awesome players, it's time for introductions. Like I said, I'm Faye, Game Master and Storyteller. With me is Sirenscape, bringing all of our background music and sound effects. It's a fantastic and affordable sound collection that you can find at Sirenscape.com. And now, we get to meet our courageous, daring heroes as they move through the city of, Lost Names. Yeah? I don't need to remember its whole big anagram now that I know that it's on Yari, right? But let us get those introductions, and we'll begin with one for Vass, who's in the wrong spot.
Hi, I'm Caitlin. I'm playing Vath. He is a devilishly handsome tiefling bard rogue who has found himself accidentally stumbling across the multiverse. This week, I thought I would explain a few of Vass's tics. So he's very animated when he talks, so he definitely talks with his hands a lot. When he's anxious, he definitely does the thing when you're sitting down and you bounce your knee up and down really fast. So he jiggles his knee when he's upset, and if he's irritated, the tip of his tail flicks kind of like a cat when he's irritated.
Hell yeah.
That's a few of his tics.
Love it, love it. Next up for our introductions, why don't we learn about Hugh?
Hi, I'm Stefan. I'm playing Hugh DeVere, a flashing, flamboyant, and fearsome fencer. My fun fact about Hugh today is that Hugh has never had a pet. If a small animal was following him around to be fed, though, he wouldn't consider that to be a pet, but that's just another type of retainer.
I love it. Alrighty. Next up for our introductions, we've got Rhubarb.
Okay, I'm Frontboard, and I am playing Rhubarb Bafflewander, aka Rue. He is a forest gnome sorcerer of the red robes now, hailing from the Isle of Sandcrest, far to the west of our setting. He's like 114 years young. I don't know when his last birthday was to know if he hit another year yet on this campaign. And I don't really have a fun fact for him this week, and I don't know why. But it's all good.
Fine. And then, last but not least, let us get an introduction for Victoria.
Hey, Victoria is a Knight of the Rose and Champion of Paladine. She's a tall, armored woman with very pale skin. And fun facts are for losers. So, there we go.
Oh, damn. Fighting words.
Oh, it's fire. Wow.
Straight out the gate. But
Take that, you death sled loving sons of bees.
Wow.
Well,
3 for 3.
with that, I believe we are good to dive into our session here. And we begin, in the city of Lost Names. As you've made your way here, and have been, productive in the fact that you found and saved a figure you had not expected you had saved Becklin. And Becklin rode off on one of the conjured steeds of Victoria, bearing news that you had discovered in the manor house. Knowing that there is something going on at the threshold in the center of the city, you feel a bit of a pressure, but something has drawn you perhaps towards the Temple of Paladine. You do still have that strange, broken and cursed Dragonlance. As you are moving on your way, or you were approached by a strange figure. Showing his true face, you were befriended by a Sloth, who has now adopted a muscular elven warrior's visage, and has told you that you may address him as the name of his vessel, Hemo. And now you have a traveling companion. So, what do you do as you walked through Anyari?
Try to avoid being caught by the ghoul packs that are eating dead bodies around the town, apparently. Have we seen any more, like, wandering packs of undead?
There's been definitely movement in the city. You know there could be undead. Hemo has spoken of perhaps helping you navigate some more difficult areas. But you also know that there are patrols that spread throughout the city. Dragon army patrols.
We need to put Hugh on task for finding these Draconians and just let the man do his work.
Mm-hmm.
Have we
Both
noticed if
my
the patrols have
profession and my
draconians?
passion.
Excellent.
Some of the Draconians, or some of the patrols have Draconians, yeah.
Although the longer we make Hemo wait to get all of his draconians, the longer we have a compatriot to be a fifth person on the team. Just like string him along for weeks
First
and
problem
weeks.
with that, he's not a person. Weeks and weeks.
Who's to say that he won't, turn on you and eat you in the night, right?
Uh-huh.
He wouldn't do that. Unless he were desperate.
Rue's just mostly skin and bones anyway, and he's small, so he wouldn't be the most nutritious.
Everyone likes a good appetizer. So, do you set off for the Temple of Paladine, or do you want to try and hunt down the Draconians, or do you want to try and do both at the same time? Take a little bit more of a winding path towards the Paladine Temple, but be moving in that direction.
I mean, I'd vote to be moving in the direction of the temple, or just go in there first. But I can compromise and go in that general direction while we look for Draconians.
Whatever we do, I feel like we should at least be moving in the general direction of the temple, which was our next stop. So that's my 2 cents. 2 coppers.
Yes, I agree with that.
All right.
So, am I hearing all of you saying you want to take the roundabout way? No, Victoria said that she wanted to go more direct. Vass said, as long as we're going in the right way.
Hemo wants to eat.
Yeah.
That's. He's very just simple in that matter.
He wants
I
to
mean,
eat
Let,
draconians.
you don't want him to get too hungry, guys.
yeah, I prefer to go directly to the temple, but I want him to be satiated as well. Let's find a draconian for him to eat before we try and go more directly to the temple. That's just my vote.
Yeah, that makes sense.
As you are traveling in the more central parts of the city, before you get to the watered down ruins or the jungles off to the west, you would notice like a small crowd as you are traveling. Immediately, you see a dragon army officer and 3 draconians. All the same type. And amongst them are commoners. 10 of them. Just, it seems to be engineers. Working away, repairing the cracks in the city streets.
Why are they
As,
pulling this place back together?
Don't they want to make it float again? Or was I dreaming?
I guess they do.
You see your friend beside you, Hemo, staring at the Draconians. Whether or not they wish to rise the ashes, I wish to taste the civic flesh.
Wait, did you say there was a draconian with this group of
There are
engineers?
3 Draconians, all those sort of silver Draconians that you had seen before, which Hemo seemed to have given a name for them. He said Sivak.
That was the one in that cave with the quicksand?
Yes.
Okay.
The one that turned into Hugh after you killed it.
Vague recollections of that. So Hemo, do you just need like a bite? Or do you need to kill the whole thing?
Killing them is not conducive for a meal. We will likely need to get into a battle, so that way I may get close enough to sink my teeth in.
seem to be good at finding battles, so
Yeah, you think you can take any out with your bows before we have to fight all of them close quarters?
Well, the engineers don't look like they'd be much in a fight.
Yeah.
Just putting that
Hey.
out there.
how far away are they?
I'd say at this point they'd be about 50 or so feet away. They're close enough that you can see them, but you're not exactly close.
I mean, do you guys want me to get their attention? Because I'm sure I could make myself and my presence known pretty easily.
Well, let's do this without spending too many resources.
Faye, is there any buildings around that I could levitate up to
Uh,
get a bit of a higher position?
yeah, I'd say so.
If we're planning on getting their attention and having them come to us, I would like to get myself into a more advantageous position.
Yeah, you can totally do that.
That's gonna serenade them from the rooftops?
It's gonna use the instrument of mass destruction.
Do some shredding up on the rooftop, like, come and get me. Do we know if these guys can fly? The Seavox?
You've not seen it, but their wings do seem to be fully functional. I mean, you've seen the really heavy-set chonker boys glide on their wings, so
Noted.
is Vas plans to drift up and above. Anyone else creating any plans here in the moment?
Yeah, I'll just kind of wait off to the side so that once things kick off, I can get in there.
Pretty much the same.
I can get their attention, guys, but when they start charging this way, I need you to intercept them.
Mm-hmm. What
Hemo-
we do.
Hemo will stand at the ready.
It's fast in position.
Yeah, we'll say that basket's in position.
Alright. Rue will step back, so he's 60 feet away then. That's the max range of my favorite spell.
Okay.
We're just gonna light them up. Let's
Hell
call
yeah.
down a sacred flame on two of them that are within 5 feet of each other and get their attention with a little tickling of radiant light.
Alright, do you want to go for the Dragon Army officer or all Draconians?
Preferably Draconians, because that's what Hemo wants to come over.
Yeah, sure, totally.
You know, this is like delivery. Your dinner comes to you.
Meals on wheels, so to say.
It's right.
We've got a 17 and a 10 on their dexterity saves.
Alright, the 10 fails. The 17 will pass. So let's roll some damage. That's great damage. 15 radiant damage on the one that failed.
I believe your spell is a save or suck.
Correct.
And so there's only the one, which is great that you've got great damage. So he immediately looks over, trying to see what has gone on. Rua, you are out in the open, but so is
Heck
Hemo.
yeah.
So it doesn't take long for the Draconian to spot you. And as he does, you see the wings begin to sprout. And he lifts off the ground just a bit as he begins to fly forward, drawing the attention of the other Draconians and the officer as we are rolling initiatives.
Heck yeah.
There we are, Paladin. Do your duty.
It's going out now.
It gives you a chance to size up the battlefield, you know?
Exactly. Tactical.
Exactly. They all rush in not seeing you, and then you jump out and smack them in the backside of the head.
I'll tell you what, I'm playing a paladin in Baldur's Gate 3 and I'm always last in initiative. And it is absolute BS when I've got like a caster that will get right in my face and I'm like, no, I don't want to fight you.
You need to get the alert feat.
I've got everything already. I'm maxed out on my levels. But it's okay. I've got ways of moving around the battlefield. Alright. So, it'll be Hugh going first. After Hugh, it is our officer. And then it will be Vass, Hemo, and then our Draconians, Rue, Victoria. So, Hugh. 3
Alright,
Draconians are on their way. What would you like to do?
Is the officer within my charge range?
You've got what? 40 speed? 40 speed movement?
I think 45, but yeah.
45? Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Okay, I hunter's mark him and I move into attack.
Go for it.
Starting with a 15,
15 unfortunately misses.
but I take it a 26 will hit.
Most definitely.
Or 14 piercing. And 1 psychotic damage.
Alrighty. He snarls at you from the attack as he readies his own weapon in response. It is the officer's turn after you, Hugh, and he is going to take his lance and try and drive it through your midsection. His first attack will miss. And his second attack also misses, so you're fine. And Vass, we will come to your turn.
Alright. Well, I would like to take out the Bow of Melody. And I would like to do the Melody of Reverberation.
Hell yeah.
So on a hit, I can do some extra damage. I'm gonna aim at one of the Silver Draconians.
Alright.
And it was a 19 until it fell over to that natural 1. So I am gonna burn my inspiration because I want my first bow shot to be nice. Nice!
A nat 1 to a natural 20. Heck yeah.
Rags to riches over here. Okay. This guy isn't engaged with anybody, is he?
Not yet.
Okay, so I'm not gonna get sneak attack on this, unfortunately, and I rolled horrible. But there's an extra 4 points of thunder damage on top of that.
Alright, so with the way that we do our crits will be 2 plus 6, 8, another 2, 10, 14 points of damage there.
And with my bonus action, I would like to hide
Alright, go for it.
up on this structure. And that's not great. That's a 13.
I will keep a 13 in mind. After
That's
that, it is Hemo's turn, and as Hemo runs in, he begins to drop the elven shape of this soldier, and you see again the toad-like exposed flesh. The engineers in the back seem to cower at this, but it only seems to prove the more aggressive Draconians on the offensive, as Hemo is going to go in and attempt to grab the attention, because he used his action to shapeshift. And that is going to mean it's our Draconian's turn. And the first Draconian is going to stop in the pursuit of Rue because of the slot in front of it, taking 2 blade attacks. First one will hit. And then the second one is another hit. The other 2 will proceed forward, and Rhubarb, you have one that will drop down in front of you. First thing it's going to try and do is swipe at you with its tail. That is a 23 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
For 8 points of bludgeoning damage. And I need a strength saving throw.
Oh, I'm fantastic at those. That's a 6.
You are knocked prone, and as you fall to the ground, you see the serrated blades coming down for you. That is a 22.
Yep.
Silver barbs.
Brings that down to a 19
That still hits.
for 8 points of slashing damage. And his second sword attack is only an 11.
Hey, roll out of the way the last second.
Victoria, that brings a... Oh no, that's Rue's turn, and then Victoria. So Rue, it is your turn. You have one of these Draconians in front of you.
Just throw it there fast. You get an advantage to give to yourself or someone else.
Oh, that's right, Silvery Barbs.
Yeah, I'll give that to Rue.
Rue's got advantage. As Rue, it is your turn.
That was rude of that guy. Victoria said something about not wasting resources, so I won't do what I thought I was gonna do. How high up was Vass on this building?
I'll put Vass about 20 feet up.
Fantastic. I'd like to use my Forest Shroud as a bonus action to teleport up to that rooftop next to where I think Vass is, but Vass is hiding, so I can't see him.
Well, if you've got a passive perception of 13 or higher,
You know what? I do. It's 14.
you can see Vass.
All right. Rue's gonna teleport up next to Vass, and then I will use my action to let's make this more fun. Let's do the old bread and butter. Let's twin spell Guiding Bolt down at one, the Draconian that just hit me, and the other on the Draconian that Hemo is fighting.
Okay.
and I think I have a lot of advantage. The silvery barbs give me advantage.
Silvery barbs gives you advantage on your next d20 roll. Yep.
Okay, and my shroud also gives me advantage after I use it, so
Yep.
I'll just do both of those rolls at advantage, which I think is what we did anyway. So the first guiding bolt at the one that hit me, that's a dirty 27,
Yeah.
and the one on Hemo is a dirty 21.
Also hits.
So the one that hit me will take 14 radiant damage, and the one on Hemo will take 15 radiant damage, and they're both glowing. So I think there's advantage on the next attacks against them.
Next attacks against them will be at advantage. Which means, Victoria, we will come to your turn. There
Okay.
are 3 Draconians nearby to you. 2 of them are glowing.
Yeah, I'll get the one that went after Rue,
Yeah?
because nuts to that guy. Are they all the same type of draconian?
Yeah, they're all that silver Sivak Draconian.
All right, so we can slaughter 2 of them. Then. That's all right. 24 to hit with 11 damage,
Okay.
and the second one a 23 to hit with 6 damage. And that's it for me.
Alright, heavy strike against our Draconian, but still standing. As Hugh, we come to your turn. You've got the officer in front of you.
Alright, I want to kill this guy. I'm going to try and do that.
Go for it.
Let's start with my dancing longsword. It's going to be a 16, I guess.
16 unfortunately will miss.
18?
18 just misses.
Oh, Jesus, this guy's got a good AC. Okay, well, I guess I'll just have to give it 25.
Yep.
For 19 piercing damage.
Ooh, that's a lot.
Plus 2 psychic damage.
Alright, our officer's starting to look rough, but he's still in fighting condition. And that is action, bonus action. Anything else from Hugh?
That would be it.
Alright, he's going to take 2 more attempts to strike you with his lance. The first one misses. But the second one is a natural 20.
I guess a natural 20 will hit.
So that'll be 16 points of piercing damage and 7 points of fire.
Okay, I'm going to burn a first level spell slot to half that fire damage
Okay.
and get a be able to fire attack my turn.
Hell yeah. We love it. That's going to be it for the officer. Vass, it is your turn. Unfortunately, you did not seem to be hitting. They seem to recognize where you're at. But one of them is glowing.
Yes. And I would like to aim at that one so
Go
that I can get sneak attack.
Hell yeah.
And I'm going to do another reverberation shot.
Alright.
That's going to be a 24 to hit.
That hits.
So it will be 4 plus 9 is 13 from the bow, and then 4 thunder on top of that.
As the bowstring is strung and releases this reverberating, deep, destructive melody, the arrow strikes into your target. You can see the heavy force. It snarls up at you, Vass. It's not looking good at all.
Bonus action. I will throw down a bardic to Victoria.
Alright, Victoria
Oh, sweet.
gets a
What
bardic.
is it? D6?
8.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, you got another bard level. So it is after Vash's turn, Hemo, who is now in his true form going to attempt to bite the Draconian in front of him. And will successfully do so. And you watch as the Draconian, after the chunk of meat is torn from his shoulder, begins to crumble, becoming dust, and you see a spectral, shrieking form of the Death Slud right in front of it. One Draconian is down and seemingly consumed as the creature chews on the stolen flesh. Our Draconians go next, and we've got one in front of Victoria, and the other one is going to descend upon Hemo because he didn't like what Hemo just did. So, starting with Victoria, the Draconian is going to swipe his tail out at you with a 17.
Oh, that misses. Oh my god.
Alright, then he follows it up with his swords. A 9 is most definitely going to miss. But a 24?
That hits, yep.
That'll be 12 slashing damage.
Heck yeah.
And it is going to then be the Draconian over in Hemo, who's going to go for 2 sword attacks. That misses. That will hit. Bam. So Hemo catches one sword in his claws, the other grazes across his arm, and then he is struck by the tail of this creature. But he resists being knocked prone. And that is going to then be Rue, your turn.
So we have an officer and 2 Draconians left.
1 officer, 2 Draconians.
And I think, what was Vast shooting at? One of the...
Vas was shooting at the Draconian that was in front of Hemo, that Hemo just absolutely
Oh.
decimated.
Okay, I know he was looking kind of sad. Let's see. Looks like Hemo's been taking the most hits as far as I can remember. Rue's going to project a disorienting spike of psychic energy into the mind of the Draconian that's on Hemo with the Mind Sliver.
Okay. It's an intelligence save, right?
Correct.
That is a 10.
That is a failure. I needed a 15. They will be taking 4Zs. Nice. 8 psychic damage and subtract 1d4 from the next saving throw that it can make. So it's a little stunned until I...
Yeah.
And then... Do I want to do anything with my bonus action? I can usually not do much. Let's not do anything with the bonus action, and let's stay standing here next to Vass and just kind of look up at him and say, "That's a pretty killer bow you got there, Vass."
Alright. with that, we will come then to Victoria. Your turn.
Okay. Well, this guy hurt me. He hurt me real bad. There's no longer advantage on him, right?
No longer advantage on him.
Okay. 13 to hit. Ugh. Guessing that misses. And a wow. Okay.
Ooh, you've got
Yeah, that's
the
it.
paladin cursed bad tonight.
Yeah, that's it for me.
You do have a bardic. I'll remind you of that.
I did totally forget that. I don't suppose is it too late to add that to that 13?
I'll let you add that.
Okay. All right, let's get a 1 on this bad boy. Oh, a 5. Okay.
A 16.
18.
No, it's reading as a 3.
Oh, sorry. The font made me think it was a 5.
Yeah, no, it's fine. 13, or not 13, 16, is just what you need to hit a Draconian.
Oh my god. All right, let's give him a 10 damage.
Alright. This guy's starting to look pretty rough off, but, you are now, coming back to Hugh. It's your turn. You've got the officer in front of you.
Okay. So let's start with a stab. 18 doesn't hit.
It just misses.
Well, that's gonna be a failure. And 19.
Just hits. Roll damage.
Alright, so first slashing damage from my dancing longsword is 7. And it gets Hunter's marked to 10. Then we do fire damage of 5. And then we do psychic damage of 2.
Heck yeah. Dragon Army Officer is starting to sway a little bit on his feet. Still in the fight, but looking worse and worse. And it is his turn after Hugh. 2 more stabs of his lance. An 18 will miss. And a gentleman's 20, I believe, also misses.
Yes.
So, you are unstabbed for another round, and Vass, we come to your turn.
Alright. So we have Timo on 1, and Draconian and Victoria on another one?
Yes.
Okay. Whichever one. I'll do the one on chemo. I'll aim at that one with a reverberating shot. I don't have advantage on this one. That's okay when you roll a natural 20.
Oof.
Ooh, so, yeah, and I'm gonna get some double sneak attack damage on this too.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much that all goes together. Oh, and 4 points of thunder on top of that.
Alright, I believe my math is correct when I'm looking at 36 points of damage from that crit.
That's what I got mentally.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good for that. And with my bonus action, I'll do a healing word to Rue, and the healing word of the day is, "You've been thunderstruck." And I am so sorry, but that's only 5 hit points through.
It's okay.
5 that I didn't have before.
Is little, so doesn't need as many hit points.
Wow. First he's an appetizer, now he just doesn't need as many hit points.
Yeah,
He is
Less
the
movement.
tallest of his tribe, let's not forget.
he is
That's right.
the tallest of his tribe. This is true. With that, Vass, your turn will come to an end. It is Hemo's turn, and he is going to try and bite the guy in front of him again. 'Cause why not? He's right there. And a 19 will hit. Bam. Again, he reaches in with his teeth and pulls out, this time from the neck and jaw, a chunk of flesh and begins to consume and eat as this creature crumbles to dust, and another wailing Hemo spectral essence is on the board. And wiping his mouth, he's going to move over towards the last remaining Draconian over near Victoria. As Hemo ends his turn, it is the Draconians go. And Victoria, you're gonna get 2 blade attacks towards you, and Hemo is going to get a tail whip towards him. A 14 misses Victoria. Ooh, that danced around the natural 20, but an 8 will miss Victoria. And a 17 misses Hemo. So, with that, Rhubarb, it is your turn.
Rue is 100% convinced that his Mind Sliver was what triggered all of that sequence of events on that Draconian, and so he's gonna follow it up with another Mind Sliver on the remaining Draconian. It's a DC 15 int save.
He only gets an 11.
Poor guy. Not great. 5 psychic damage, and he'll have a minus D4 on his next saving throw again.
Okay. Anything else?
Himbo. Nice. I'll stand up here and watch. This is kind of fun. I see why I like it up here, Vass. I don't know how I'm gonna get down, but we'll figure that out after the battle's over. Maybe you can float me down.
Absolutely.
Alright. With that, it is Victoria's turn. You've got the last of the Draconians as well as Hemo present, so if you would like to get into a flank, you are welcome to.
Sure, let's do that. And, oh, there we go.
Natural 20, nice.
Alright, so that's gonna be a... 10 damage plus 8, so 18 damage.
Okay.
And if he's still alive, second one will be another 11 damage.
Well, he is no longer alive, and there is, as it crumples, a shrieking form of Victoria. I need you, Victoria, to roll for me a wisdom saving throw. This is against the frightened condition.
Oh. Can I rolled a 15. I'm just wondering if I can be frightened.
Oh, don't be frightened.
I don't get any special
Not
paladin
yet.
abilities that stop me from getting scared, yeah. Just charmed.
Just charmed. Well, with a 15, you are not frightened by this
Nice.
spectral
And-
imagery.
I finally get to do this. I invoke Beguiling Quest and impose and do frighten. Put 50 frightened onto the Dragon Armor officer. He has to make a DC
Oh, nice.
13 Wisdom saving throw.
That was so close, but it danced over to the 2, making that a 6. So he is frightened.
All right.
As Hugh, we come to you, your turn.
Okay, I am going to eat the crap out of this frightened little girl. Okay, 18 misses,
Just misses.
15 misses, 12 misses.
Unfortunately,
I'm
none of them strike. Anything else?
double checking that the frightened. I'm just double checking the frightened didn't give me a. Okay. So he'll have disadvantage on everything he does next turn.
So, with that, it is our officer's turn, and he's gonna try and strike, but he does have disadvantage. So 16 will miss. And his second attack is a natural one. No more, punched holes, as Vast, we come to your turn. What would you like to do?
So is it just this officer that's left?
It's just the officer that's left.
Well, then I guess I'm gonna do a reverberating shot at the officer. But I don't think a 14 is going to hit.
Unfortunately, that is going to miss.
I should have said I was doing steady aim, but I didn't say that. So that was okay. I don't think I'm gonna do anything with my bonus action.
Not a worry. With that, it is Hemo's turn, and Hemo is going to take his action to reassume his more humanoid-like shape. He transforms back into that elven figure. Rue, it is your turn.
Well, seeing that the Mind Slipper seems to be really triggering these great chains of events, we're gonna do it again on the officer this time. It's working wonders, Vass.
That is a 9.
Poor guy. They will take 10 psychic damage, and again, minus a d4 on their next save if they need to make any sorts of saves.
If they last that long.
And I don't know if that damage knocks them out of their frightened state or not. How Hugh's ability works.
No, I think it's just until the end of next turn.
Got it.
Victoria, it's your turn.
What? Is this officer still up?
Just barely.
Just barely? Why don't I go over and change that to... You know, is the lizard man done eating? Is that what I got by him changing back to normal form?
Probably.
Okay, so why don't I go over and bonk this officer?
Okay.
For a nat 1. Okay, we're just gonna overlook that. And a 11. Okay,
I
never
will
mind.
say that Hugh is over there if you wanted it to get into a flank.
Well, I mean, I'll get into it now for Hugh.
Okay. So Victoria unsuccessfully takes those strikes, closes the flank with Hugh. Hugh, it is your turn.
Alright, well, let's see if advantage will make it this guy easier to hit. Dancing Longsword really wants to be a 17. Got it twice. Rapier, I got a 24.
That'll hit.
So, bad timing on the rolls. Only one hit for 15 piercing
Okay.
and 1 psychic damage.
And with that, you are no longer bound by initiative as the dragon officer falls to the ground. and we will see what you guys do after battle after our upcoming ads. So, hang around with us while the ads run. They're very important. They help keep our games affordable. If you want to directly support us, however, you can always do so through my Ko-fi. Link for that is on screen and in our chat room. Donations not only support your GM and their much-needed caffeine, they unlock awesome perks for the entire community that benefit everyone who play with us for the next month. They include special companions, double treasure, double XP, and new quests. So, hang with us. We'll see you soon. And we are back. As we return, you are no longer bound by initiative. And it seems that Himo has feasted some on what he had asked of you. You still have those engineers who cowered over where they were working, but otherwise you seem to have avoided any other threats here.
Yes, we'll look at Rue and say, would you like a lift?
Yes, please. I mean, I could do
Okay.
it myself, but I think your boots are probably better.
Let's not bother expending extra resources. So that gives Rue a hug and they levitate down to the ground.
Yeah, you guys make your way down.
Hey Hugh, does that officer have anything good?
We should check.
Go ahead, roll for me an investigation check.
You or
Wow.
Ooh.
Anyone? Oh,
oh,
He was just kind of fumbling around.
mine was almost amazing. And then it was a 10.
So as you are looking around, you don't see much more than the uh, armor and the weapons that you've seen on many other Dragon Army officers and soldiers before. It doesn't seem to have any other interesting bits that you can find.
What should we do with the engineers, y'all? Did I just say y'all? Rue doesn't say y'all. Retcon that.
He does now. No.
I don't know
Oh,
if I
my
can answer
name's
because this is a
Rhubarb
conflict of
Applewater.
interest.
Sorry, what did you say, Vess?
I was just gonna say, I don't know if I should answer because this would be a conflict of interest of being an engineer. I am obviously going to want to let the engineers go. So I'm having trouble separating player from character right now.
Everyone talks about the character bleed. No one talks about the player bleed.
Are they wearing Dragon Army uniforms?
No, they're just wearing like normal clothes that are sturdy and would be utilized in work.
All right, get the hell out of here.
You see them nod all to each other and they scurry off. Past you, deeper into the city.
We probably shouldn't stay in this area.
Probably not.
No.
Who knows if one of them's going to some superior to rat us out.
It would give me a chance to expand my tastings.
Always thinking with your
Yeah.
stomach, Emo.
Oh, how was it?
It was dry, I'll say that, but an intriguing taste.
I'll take your word for it.
As you continue to make your way towards the Temple of Paladine, to check my map here real quick. You're starting to get into the areas where you can see the flooding has sort of crept into the city. You see over the streets that have become this sort of ravine, the water starting to come forward and filling this. You see the jungled lands that have overgrown with the wildlife, and you recall Demellin's warnings of the creatures that run rampant there. But ahead of you, between the buildings and the wreckage, you can start to see the sort of gleaming of what was once a temple district. The Temple of Paladine must not be far away. Which means we need to get for you guys a map. As you are walking the extra bit of distance here, it is starting to get later into the day. Do you want to rest? Or...
We can see the temple, right?
you can see the temple district, what might
Oh.
exist. You still have some time, some walking to go before you get to the actual temple.
Well, it's up to the others. Do we want to rest or?
I mean, I wonder if it'd be safer to rest in the temple if we could make it there. Your god would protect us, right?
How far away do you think that is, Root? My God. Paladine's here for everyone.
Okay. I mean, I hope so. I'll take your word for it.
Well, you should talk to him someday.
Yeah, if he'll have me. I'm just so used to, just talking to like Lunatari. I don't really think about the others. Yeah, they're not really around anymore.
Oh yeah, Tari.
As you're walking ahead,
What are we getting? What are we getting? Vass, his robes.
Come again?
I'm
I have a nice cloak. What do we need a robe for?
sure they could sell for a sash or something.
I mean, as long as it doesn't clash.
Rue just assumes that like Vass didn't take the test because he thinks he'll go home at some point in time, and it's like not necessary.
Bass is still not 100% on the whole system, so he still doesn't think it's super necessary. So he certainly doesn't feel like he's taken a test. He just assisted Rue. So
You
we're going
have
to keep going for a little while.
you have about an hour to where the temple district you can see in the distance is. So you can take a short rest, you can take a long rest if you want to take a rest, or you can just continue onwards.
Well, a short rest and then move on in the night.
Under the light of the moon? That sounds fantastic.
Oh, is there going to be a
Sure.
moon tonight?
I mean, technically there's always a moon out. When you've got 3 of them, it's very hard for you to have a moonless night.
Rue would explain that in excruciating detail if Victoria's willing to hear.
Yeah,
I mean, you've got an hour of time to pass.
she will listen patiently.
Rue spends an hour just lecturing on one of the 3 moons and doesn't get to the other 2 because it takes too much time.
If we're resting, Vass will do a song of rest. So I think that's the D6. For anybody who's regaining hit points,
Like you roll the
yeah,
d6?
it's a D6. I don't know. Maybe you roll to see how inspired you are by my song, to see how much extra rest you get. I don't know.
I've typically had it whoever's doing it will roll it, and then it just gets added across the board. So 1d6 roll for everybody by
Okay.
Bard.
Alrighty. Well, that's an extra 4 hit points to anybody regaining HP. I didn't lose any, but I will take a short rest because I'll get my bardic back.
That gets me to full then with Vass's song. Rue's like usually interested in Vass's songs, but he's really wanting to explain these moons to Victoria at the same time. So like Vass singing in the side is kind of also distracting at the same time. It's like he's trying to weave it in to be like the theme song to the stories, but it's also kind of like
Maybe I did an instrumental to accompany your story.
there you go.
It's
I'm not
the
competing with
coffee
you.
house jazz.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, the coffee house, the jazz version of like Thunderstruck, just in the background.
Oh man, I love it. So yes, you guys are able to take a long rest, and
Short rest?
short rest. Sorry.
Okay. I'm like, do I need to get a spell slot back?
No, no, I'm getting confused. So many things happening. And so you take your short rest. Hemo kind of standing around, keeping an eye out, just in case there are any other Draconians that wander over. But at the end of the hour, you're able to continue upon your passage, and you get to the Temple of Paladine. It is in the northwestern district. You see that it is flooded. Buildings that survive rise like islands from the streets clogged of water and pondweed. The temple, however, seems to remain unflooded, as the structure sits atop a hill, keeping it from the deepest waters. And as you see the water deepening into this broad pond, you see that there are even roof lines submerged underneath it, but an embankment rises just above. You see it's covered in violet-leaved trees, and there
Oh.
is the half-drowned ruins of the temple. A platinum triangle that gleams on its leaning belfry. And let me get you your map. And let's change to different sounds.
There's a lot of water on that map.
It's almost like the entire area is flooded. Anyone who would like to roll for me a religion check as you are approaching?
You religion.
Yeah.
I don't think it would be possible or probable for Vast to know anything about this temple. So
These rolls.
I mean, that's, if you don't think it would be probable, you might, I mean, you've been traveling with Victoria and the others for a while, so it might have seeped some things. I'll let you, if you want to roll and you still want to kind of keep it a little on the I don't know too much, I'll let you roll with disadvantage.
I'll do that then. Oh my god, I got another natural 20.
Victoria, you know this even with your low roll because of your story. Vass, you also recognize this. The triangular formation of the temple is very much one you've seen before. On the shield of Victoria. It is the symbol of Paladine. I would say that one person's going to notice this, but I need to check to see if there's going to be more than one person noticing this. Nope. It is just Hugh who spots this. You see in those violet-leaved trees, there are figures still between them. They wear red and black clothing.
Hmm. And these are humanoid or human? What kind of these figures look like?
They might be humanoid, but they are kind of hidden. This is just something you're seeing as you're approaching, so you don't have the best view.
Okay. Tell my compatriots that there's movement over there.
I'll take a look.
As you move towards the area to get a closer look at what you would see, you pass by the trees standing shoulder.
Are we on the map?
Yeah, you'd be in that area with the purple trees. Or at least now approaching them. But here you see that they stand shoulder to shoulder, forming a violet canopy as they climb a ring-shaped rise around the temple. Sloping stone stairways climb the rise, and on the other side, the other set descends into the shallow water. As evening starts to fall, it creates this very almost ethereal sense of twilight underneath these trees, and I need to Rhubarb, you still have your that the shroud, the Kaganesti shroud, right?
Yeah, I used it in the last fight.
Cool. It's still prominently on display?
I mean, it would probably be underneath my cloak or my robes of high sorcery.
Okay.
I don't know. Based on the looks of it, it looks like it kind of hugs a little bit on your body.
It's up to you.
But you might be able to see like some of the leaves like around the neckline of the robes, kind of like you see my t-shirt through my red robes.
Well, as you are attempting to get closer, Victoria leading the way, you would hear creaking, and you would notice the what Hugh had seen before, the bodies, for that's what they are. They do not move. They are strung between the branches, dead dragon army soldiers pinned up like warnings. A display. And as you're looking around wondering what might have done this, you hear that creaking again, and you see as trees begin to move, begin to come to life, and we are rolling initiatives.
That's
Is
a
it my
bullshit right there.
Fighting the purple trees.
Okay. Oh, Jesus. Fucking God.
Another low initiative.
I'm pretty
Victoria's
sure my
not
last
very good.
initiative was a nat 1.
Yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
pretty
you're
sure as
looking at
well.
non-consistent. Yeah, consistency.
Alright.
But these trees are my favorite color. I don't want to fight them.
Well, maybe you don't have to fight them.
Well, they're not Vass's favorite color, though.
I mean, they are very pretty. I'm looking at like art of something that may come up later. But oh freak, that's not what I wanted to do. Yeah. Could you imagine Sharknado instead of fighting the trees? So you've got
Rhubarb doesn't really want to fight trees. He's a forest gnome. Trees are his friends.
well, maybe you can talk to the trees and try and calm them down.
Have you guys seen the meme where it's just a picture of a board, and then there's a bunch of minis on it, and then there's like a cloud with sharks like stuck to it, and the caption is, "What did this party do that their DM brought out a Sharknado?"
I love that. Yeah, I've seen that. Two of my favorite things: bad movies and D&D in the same place. Oh, I love it. So it'll be Hugh, it'll be Rue, it'll be Hemo, then Vass. And then our trees. And then Victoria. Alright, so. Hugh, you are up first. What would you like to do as the trees begin to animate around you?
I'm not sure piercing is the best against trees, but I don't really have anything better, so I'm just gonna Hunter's Mark and try and stab him and see what that does for me. Alright, 25, and...
Uh, 25 and the 18 both hit.
Alright. So that's going to be... 16 plus
Alright.
11 for 27 piercing.
As your blade
And 4 psychic.
as your blade strikes through, delivering this massive amount of damage, you hear the tree almost give a bellow, and you can see this almost face-like existence. Each defiler you send to my gardens meets the same end. Begone! Rhubarb, it'll be your turn.
I want to do some sort of check, like a forest gnome special, to see if I could determine what the heck, like, I don't know if I've ever had any encounters with, like, sentient trees before. Figure out what this thing is.
You could make a check here. It would be an action. I'd say, history or nature.
Good at nature. That's a 18.
This could be a treant. A sentient tree, essentially. Guardians of nature.
I'm a guardian of nature too. We have something in common. What did it say again? That we're like,
Each defiler you send to my gardens meets the same end. Be gone.
I mean, Hugh, maybe if we don't stab him and defile him, then, or it, then it won't, like, strike back at us. Maybe we just need to make peace with it.
Okay, I can go behind that. Seemed hostile.
Well,
I mean, you guys are carrying all the weapons of the people that were probably attacking it before. It could just be confused. Rue, like, holds his palms up like he has no weapons.
it is Hemo's turn, afterwards. And you can see that he rests his hand. There's a hilt of a great sword upon his back. I'm guessing we are holding off on hostilities. I do not wish to anger my traveling companions.
I just don't know if this is the enemy, Hemo.
Then I
It
shall
may be too late.
bide my time, and Hemo will hold his turn. Vass, it is your turn. I'd say you were close enough to hear all of this.
Okay, Vass will be like, well, hey, is this not the temple to Paladine? Did we get the wrong spot? Hey, Victoria, show him your shield. That's Vass's turn.
Um, I would say, Vass, if you don't want to make a aggressive action, you could use your action to make a check, such like a persuasion check, to maybe buy some time for peaceful
Yeah,
conversation.
I'm trying to be persuasive with this guy that we're here to worship and respect Paladine, and we're not here to defile anything.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a persuasion.
Dirty 20.
As you speak out, the creature, for a moment, you see there's tension in the air. But the tension begins to bleed as the animated trees begin to still, going back to a more dormant state.
Heck yeah.
But you still have the one that spoke right in front of you. I'll say for now you are no longer bound by initiative. You are no defilers. But who are you?
We also look at Victoria.
Oh, I'm Victoria Ironhope, Knight of the Rose, champion of Paladin. I've been led here.
I am Duskwalker. I am guardian of Yari's gardens. I have been here since the fall, and in all the times after.
Oh, that's a long time.
We've seen visions of that fall. It seemed very tragic.
What is tragic is the turned cruelty. Invaders have been in attempts to fell my trees for wood. I do not let them. You can see again, all throughout Duskwalker's branches, the dragon army soldiers. You are similar to the invasive species, but you seek reason and sense. Do not disturb my trees, and I will have no reason for hostilities.
Thank you. Right? Right, we're all good with that?
Yep, I'm great with that.
I mean,
Mhm.
none of us ended up strung up in the trees, so I would consider that a win. Definitely gonna have to tell elders in my grove about this.
Vass will look at the tree that spoke and ask if he can approach.
There is a moment, a pause, before it responds. You are welcome.
I don't know if this is gonna work, but Vass would like to go over to the tree and do a cure wounds as a sign of good faith.
I believe Cure Wounds only says it doesn't work against undead and constructs. It should work on a plant creature.
So let's give it a whirl. Let me see. A creature you touch still has no effect on undead or constructs, so it sounds like it would work. So let's try. 10 points.
All right. You see the leaves almost wave on their own, a breeze traveling through them that doesn't quite exist as it receives your healing. And the tree looks down to you. Much different from the invasive species.
So let's slide past this guy.
So, moving beyond the ring of trees, the ground does lower. And you you see that there's this flooded bowl that has become in the time since the fall. You see the roughly triangular temple rises from the waters, the north side laying mostly crumbled, the belfry leaning. The temple doors, half covered with water, have begun succumbing to rot, but their platinum inlays of dragons still shine in the setting sun's light.
Wonder how deep that water is.
We're still outside.
You are, so if you're looking at the map that I sent you,
Yep.
you're at that edge of the inner ring, but you could start making your way through that.
Oh, we're not even at the temple.
Right, so like you just moved past that outer ring of trees, and so now you're in that inner lake area.
Okay. I'll be like, well, let me go first.
Yeah.
And I'll cautiously go first. I'm just gonna do like a straight line from like those steps to the doors.
All right. As you are moving to do this, there's something interesting that happens here.
No, there isn't.
There
Heck yeah.
is.
No, there isn't.
There is, though. As you are walking, there is a shifting of water. And you see the water almost move of its own accord as it is going to try and snap right in front of Victoria.
What?
You see the water rise on its own. And
Magic water.
that is a natural 20 to hit.
God damn it. Yep.
For 21 points of bludgeoning damage as this thing
Oh my God.
whams down against you, and we are rolling initiative as it seems you are fighting against a water elemental.
God, they kicked my
Why is it
ass last
always
time.
water elementals? Why is it always water elementals?
It was air elementals last time.
Oh, either way, they kicked my ass last time.
Oh, am I supposed to roll something?
You're supposed to roll initiatives.
Oh. It's almost a nat 20. Would have almost tied you.
Oh, we did get a natural 20 in our water elemental. So it'll be Hugh, then the elemental. And then after that, ooh, I need to roll for Hemo. He's here. And then it'll be Hemo, Rhubarb, Vass, And Victoria. You, first to act, you saw the water rise up and slam into Victoria. What would you like to do?
I'm a specialist at what I do. I'm very good at it. I apply Hunter's Mark and stab.
Okay.
I'm assuming one hit.
Yes, the 23 hits.
13 piercing. And 2 psychic.
Alrighty. Uh, full damage that he takes. Meaning, you now have the attention of the water elemental as it comes to its turn. And, I would like both Hugh and Victoria to make me a strength saving throw.
Bullshit. Alright, you got +4, Hugh.
Alright, so I'm gonna have
God.
a +8 then because I have proficiency. That's gonna be a 25.
Damn, your rolls have been bad all
You're
night.
nice tonight.
What is going on?
Alright. So as the creature begins to bubble and whelm, there is a torrent of water. On a failed save, which unfortunately Victoria and 8 is a failed save, that's going to be 19 points of bludgeoning damage, and you are grappled. While you are in this grapple, you are considered restrained and unable to breathe. Not that it really bothers you.
Right.
And, Hugh, you take no damage and instead are pushed out of the space. And you would notice something, Hugh, as you are moving. There is a darker form, lingering beneath the water about 30 or so feet away.
Okay.
It is Hemo's turn. And Hemo... is going to rush in, drawing the greatsword, still keeping the elven form. And take 2 swings of his greatsword. First attack will hit the water elemental. The second attack will also hit the water elemental. It's 12 damage. Calculator. And then... Alright. So, Rhubarb, it is your turn. Victoria is stuck in the water elemental.
We can remedy that. Let's magically twist the space around Victoria and Vortex Warp her out of the grapple of this elemental. I assume that you will willingly fail that Constitution saving throw. How far out into the water was this battle taking place, Faye?
About 20 feet.
Okay. Let's, just because I think it would probably be safest for Victoria, let's warp her back to the bottom of the steps at the edge.
Okay.
And Rue's gonna, if he wasn't already kind of backed off, he would kind of be up on the higher ground at the top of the steps where it's like that lighter tan.
Yeah.
In the tree grove, because he likes the trees still. He thinks they're nice.
Alrighty.
see if there's anything else it wants to do with the bonus action. No, I think we're good for now.
Vass, we come to your turn.
Yes, I've got a couple questions.
Yeah.
So, 20 feet out where Hugh is, how deep is the water?
It's all shallow. It's
Okay.
like 3 feet, at the deepest.
Okay. And how much of an elevation difference is there between the lighter tan color at the top of the bank and then the bottom where the water is?
15 feet.
15 feet. Okay, I'd like to also be hanging out with Rue at the top of this bank, and I guess I will make a... Can we say that that's where I was standing just when this started?
Yeah.
Or would I have to move to get up there? Okay. In that case, I am going to take a steady aim and make a reverberating shot at the water elemental. That will give me advantage. That's a 16 to hit.
That'll hit.
Down, and because I had advantage, that's gonna do some sneak attack damage. So that's 12, and then 4 points of thunder.
Alright, it seems to take the damage in full.
Nine. And that will be all I can do on my turn.
Great. Excuse me. We are going to get this ghostly mist begins to form over the area as a fog cloud is conjured in, rolling over the waters and creating a area heavily obscured. Attack rolls within the fog cloud are at disadvantage, as are perception checks. Anything that kind of relies on sight. If you have blind sense or any other things that might change stuff, but otherwise, yeah, there's this thick fog here. And Victoria, we come to your turn. You've been pulled back to the bottom of the stairs, just where the waters begin to start lapping at your feet, and you saw the fog begin to roll in over the area.
Okay. How far away from the water elemental am I now?
20 feet.
Oh, Jesus, really close. Okay. Thank you, Rue. I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on myself for an action. Oh, nice roll. And then she will cautiously move back up into contact with the water elemental, and at the same time, I think I'll use as a bonus action, a bolstering ally. She'll murmur a prayer to Paladin and get 11 temp HP.
Alright. With that, Hugh, it is your turn. You were caught in the center of the fog cloud as it rolled in. You do know that the elemental is nearby. What would you like to do?
Okay. Can I do a perception check to see where it is? I guess.
I would say that
down.
you would know that it hasn't moved from you. You didn't hear the water slosh or anything like
Okay.
that.
Well, I'm gonna keep on. I'm gonna try and attack it. Am I doing straight rolls? Am I doing disadvantage rolls? What am I doing?
They are at disadvantage in this area.
Okay. So the first one's gonna be 23.
Oh yeah, that still hits.
The second one's gonna be an 18.
That's another hit.
Or 20 plus 11, so 31 piercing.
Oof.
And 2 psychic. And because it's the second round, I get to try with my lancing longsword. It's probably not gonna do anything.
Unfortunately, that 11 misses, but you do feel like you have the elemental's attention on you. And as it is our elemental's turn, it is going to try and slam into you. The first one missing with a 10. You hear both Hugh and Victoria hear where the water is struck, splashes outwards. That's another 10. Another splash into the water, but no actual strikes finding any of you. With that, it is Hemo's go. Hemo was also nearby the water elemental. But Hemo has no issue seeing things that don't quite need sight. So, he's going to take a swing with his greatsword. And that'll hit. And then it will be, Rue, your turn.
How far did this fog cloud extend?
The fog cloud is a 20-foot radius, I believe. Let me double check.
Was it centered around the
Yes.
water elemental?
Mm-hmm.
So like me and Vass are outside of it, but like Hugh, Victoria, and Hemo have like disappeared into. No, Victoria's still at the bottom of the steps, right?
No,
Oh,
Victoria went in. Yep.
she wandered out.
Yeah, 20-foot
Well.
radius.
Not 100% sure if this is a magical or just natural effect. Rue's gonna try and cast Dispel Magic on that fog cloud anyway.
Ooh. Yeah, as you cast your Dispel Magic, what level are you casting this at, just so I know?
That's a 3rd level.
Alright, so you're doing just base level. Cool.
Base level.
Then, yeah, you watch as the fog cloud dissipates, and you can see now the water elemental almost bleeding into the rest of the lake. But with the clearing, you're able to see a fish-like head just barely protruding out of the water.
Rue just yells out like, "Shark!" at like the top of his lungs and like points to it and like backs up and hides behind Vass.
As Rue does this and Vass, you've been made aware of something else in the water. We will be returning to Vass's turn after our upcoming ad break. So hang around with us. We'll be right back to continue our combat and our story. But before we head out, I do ask that you let the ads run. They're important to us here at Little Witch RP. They help keep our games affordable. If you want to directly support us, you can always do so through my Ko-fi. Link for that is on screen and then in our chat room. Donations there help supply your GM with much needed caffeine, but they also unlock awesome perks for our entire community for the next month. A full list of those perks is available on our Discord. So hang with us. We'll see you soon. Alrighty, we are back in action, and it looks... Okay, there are my captions coming through. And we are at Vass's turn. What would you like to do, Vass, as Rue scurries behind you, shouting out, "Shark"?
Okay. Can I see anything now that it's been somewhat pointed out to me?
Yeah, you see the sort of fish-like face just above the water, not even fully out, more like just the eyes.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna try this. See if it works. But I'm gonna hope. Well, first of all, is it within 60 feet of me?
I'd say that's
That's
within
what,
60
12
feet.
squares? Okay. Try this and hope it works. I'm gonna whisper some creepy infernal whispers towards that creature with some dissonant whispers.
That is a wisdom save.
So it is, and the DC is 15.
So that is a 26.
Oh, okay. Well, it's gonna take maybe 6 points of damage.
It does seem to take the damage in full.
Okay. Better than nothing, I suppose. And with my bonus action, I'll yell out towards Hugh and give him a bardic inspiration.
Okay. As you yell out towards Hugh with the bardic inspiration, it is going to be creature's turn. And what does he wish to do? It will sink back beneath the water, and seems to bide its time. As Victoria, it's your turn. There is no longer the fog cloud.
Okay. There is a fishy dude, though.
Somewhere, yes.
Oh, I thought the water elemental sunk beneath the water.
No.
Oh, it's fish dude. Okay, well, I mean, heck, if the water elemental's still here, then let's dispatch with him. Can I get in a flank with you?
Yeah, sure.
Let's go ahead and do that. 19 to hit for 10 damage, if it so happens.
Yeah.
Okay, and oh no, 14. I'm guessing that misses.
A 14 will just hit the water elemental.
Oh snap! Okay, 6 damage. I'm gonna add a smite on there for an extra. Where are my fuzzy dice? All right, for an extra 13 radiant.
The water elemental bursts into different sized droplets, no longer there.
All right, then she'll raise her shield and face the water, and maybe if I can, I'll call out to Rue and Vass. I'll be like, "Do we think this fish guy's an enemy, or is this another tree guy situation?"
I don't trust fish
Don't worry,
as
I
much
think
as
I
I
scared it
trust
away.
trees.
Alright.
I think I scared it away. It's fine.
Hugh, as we come to your turn in the initiative, do you wish to do anything?
I'm gonna look around for that shark to see if there's any anything else that needs doing other than that watermelon elemental. So
Yeah, if you would like to use your action to make an investigation check, you are welcome to do so.
okay. I'm a perceiver, not an investigator.
Unfortunately, as you're looking around trying to scan through the waters, you're not seeing anything. At least not right now. That is your action. You do anything else this turn?
Nope, that's it.
Hemo is going to take his turn. What will Hemo do? Hemo is going to cast a spell, and he is casting Detect Thoughts to see if he can detect the presence of thinking creatures. So, as he looks around, you can see where he stops. Off to his side, a little bit closer than where you had spotted him before, Rue and Vash. Hemo just points the sword there. And Rhubarb, it's your turn.
I'm a little nervous about being close to Vast now that he's tried to scare this thing. Rue's gonna like maybe slide like kind of 10 feet to Vast's right hand side, just to create some distance. And then I'm not gonna forget this time. I'm gonna use my frog trinket that Vast gave me to give myself a bardic inspiration as my bonus action, which I believe is what it is. And then, can I see the creature or just see the area that Hemo has gestured toward?
You see where Hemo has gestured towards.
Got it. I still don't know if this creature is hostile or not. Let's...
Your DM knows the answer to that question.
Correct. Rue's gonna point my finger in that general direction and whisper a message, thinking about this fish creature, and just say, "We're just here so we can visit this Temple of Paladine. Just leave us be." That's it.
Lovely. Vass, it is your turn.
Okay, Vass looks a little confused that Rue's, sidestepping away. So he kind of looks a little confused over at Rue. And then he knocks an arrow in his bow, aims it towards where Hemo indicated, and then holds his turn for if the creature appears and does something hostile towards them.
Okay. After Vass holding his turn, you watch as this creature begins to lift outwards. Not just a fishy face, but this full body begins to lift out. 3 clawed fingers, one hand on a trident, and as he begins to move, you see this whirling of water around where his legs should be. And he causes the water to move upwards in a jet towards Vass and Rue. I need dexterity saving throws.
Vass understands now.
Can I use my
Oh,
bardic
no.
inspiration
Oh, no.
on saving throws?
You can. And Hugh, you don't need to worry about the save. He is off to the side from you, so you are not in the dark line for this.
In a bit of poetic justice, Vas got a natural 1.
Ooh.
16.
16 is enough. On a... So, unfortunately, Vast, that is a failure. Rhubarb, that is a success. That is 21 points of bludgeoning damage on a failed save. Half as much on a successful damage. And Vass, you find yourself, you were standing up at the top, yeah?
Yep.
So,
So
you find yourself pushed back 20 feet. I need another dexterity save to see if you go down the steps on the other side.
oh gosh. That's a 22.
Alright, so as you are knocked prone, pushed back, you do not find yourself getting knocked over the edge, managing to kind of roll over onto the side, but you are again prone, 20 feet away from where you were standing. You can release your held action, but unfortunately it would be a disadvantage at this point. So...
I mean, I feel like my tree buddy had my back, and that's why I didn't fall down the bank.
Yeah.
And I guess an attack at disadvantage is better than no attack at all. Am I still able to choose one of the melodies?
I believe it says that anytime you take a weapon attack, but let me double check on that.
Mm-hmm. You can play one of the following melodies when you use the bow to make a ranged weapon attack. You must do so before you roll.
Then yeah, you can do that.
Okay. I'll do the melody of precision this time to give me a +2 to hit.
Hell yeah.
So with disadvantage, that's going to be a 21 to hit.
A 21 will hit our fishy fellow.
Yay! Minimum damage of 3 points.
Ayo. Damage is damage. Anything else from that? On your reaction? I don't believe so. And that's nothing else from
I
our...
can't think, I don't think.
Yeah. Victoria, you saw this happen. You now see this figure kind of standing in the water. What would you like to do?
I mean, I guess we're gonna slash it up. I'm not sure how I feel about it, but we're gonna do it.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I'm going for it. 21 to hit for 10 damage. And a miss.
Oh, yeah, unfortunately that will miss. Hugh, we come to your turn. What would you like to do?
Well, I'm gonna come in and support Victoria. As
Hell
I
yeah.
always like to do. Move in. Can I flank?
You can flank.
Okay, so Hunter's Market, and the first is a 19.
That hits.
The second is a 23. So
That's
2
another
hits.
hit. Yep.
So 9 and 26 piercing.
That's a respectable amount of piercing damage. We like to see it.
And a little bit of 2 psychic.
Alrighty, yeah, it seems to take the damage in full here. No resistances so far. And it seems a little, invigorated, we'll say, is the word that you see. Humo's turn comes up. Humo will move in and take another swing with his great sword. With another successful hit. that'll be 21 damage from Hemo. Slashing and necrotic, all of which seems to be taken in full. As Rhubarb, we come to your turn.
Can I see where Vast disappeared to, like, over the hill?
I mean, you look back and you see Vast, like, kind of just standing there, at the edge.
I couldn't remember if he, like, got knocked prone or whatever.
He didn't get knocked prone, he just didn't go tumbling over.
Got it. I could see that this creature is trying to, like, you know, mess with our dexterity a little bit. So Rue is going to look back at Vass, and he's going to cast Twin Spell cast Haste on himself and Vass. And so for the next,
Okay.
I don't know how long that lasts for, probably like a minute.
It does last a minute.
But yeah, we're going to double speed, we're going to get +2 bonus AC, we're going to get advantage on dex saving throws, and we get an additional action. And let's see, so let me just do my bookkeeping here. That's 2 sorcery points because I'm going to use my ability to reduce the number of sorcery points it costs by 1 with my Lunar Boon. And I gotta bump my AC. My gosh. I'm gonna use my movement to go kind of hide behind a tree and actually use that bonus, that secondary action that I get from haste to use the hide action as well to really hide behind a tree.
Yeah, give me a stealth roll.
Alright, and I get advantage on those because of my Forest Shroud. That's a 23.
You feel sufficiently hidden. Vass, it will be your turn, and you feel also invigorated as you have the effects of haste come over you.
Alright. I get up and I move over to where I was and I'm like, hey, thanks, man. And then can I position a 10-foot radius sphere behind it so that I can, is it possible that I could target it and not my 2 companions?
You could target it and not hit Hugh and Victoria, but you would hit Hemo.
I don't know if I care. I'm trying to decide.
He can take the hit. It'll be fine.
You know what? I'll beg for forgiveness later. I'm not gonna beg. I might ask, maybe. So Vass is gonna snap his fingers and cast Shatter.
Okay. Con save?
That's a con 15. I feel like our friend's pretty confident.
That's one of his best rolls, for this fish person, but he rolled absolute shit, so that's a 12.
I love that for him.
And Hemo gets a 19.
I also love that for him. So, fish person takes a whopping 10 points of thunder damage. And Hemo will take 5. And I feel like there's a big splash of water.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And with my second action, I'm going to aim at, and do I'm gonna do, what is it called? The reverberation.
Okay.
Ouch. The fish person. That's a natural 20.
Hell yeah.
This bow, I'm telling you, is just my favorite thing in the whole universe. And it's engaged with my companions, so it's gonna get some sneak attack damage.
That's
On
correct.
top of that. Not the best rolls. You know, you can't have everything.
So 20... 28 or 29. And no.
Oh, and 4 points of thunder.
And then
on
the
top of
extra
that.
4. Cool. He's starting to look a little rough here.
Okay. I have 40 feet of movement when I attack, so that's really 80, although I'm assuming getting up took
Half movement.
half movement, so I really have 60 feet. So um, I'm assuming I have enough movement left over to find my way to a tree and use the bonus action to hide.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I don't think I've taken a bonus action.
No, you've done your shatter action, you've done the thing, you've done your stand-up movement, so no, you've not done a
Oh,
bonus.
well, it was an 18 plus 8, but it ended up being a 2 plus 8 for a 10. So yeah, tail, horns, totally sticking out.
It's a really thin tree, so like you think that you're behind it, and you are, but you're just larger than the tree, unfortunately. Um, uh, and with that, it is the end of Vass's turn. It is our fish person's turn, and he is going to twirl that trident and take 2 attacks, one at Hugh, one at Victoria. That is a 22 to hit Hugh.
Well, that's gonna be parried.
Okay, so you parry it, sending it off to the side, and you hear this snarl frustration. Victoria, that is a 23 to hit you
Yeah, it hits.
for 14 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And then, Victoria, it is your turn. You are in a flank with Hugh.
Well, let's return the favor. And I didn't think fish people could snarl, but we'll get so we'll hit it for 6. I'm gonna add some smite on that.
Oh, hell yeah. We love Smite.
Yeah, so 6 and an extra 11 divine. And then let's see what that second attack. 12 damage, and you know what? What the heck? Let's add some smite on that as well.
Yeah, this guy, he's fucking up your holy area.
That's right. So an extra 5 divine.
Beautiful. He's starting to look real rough here. As Hugh, we come to your turn. You are still in a flank.
I
Oh.
can. No, yeah, never mind.
Okay. Alright, Hugh, what are you doing?
Alright, let's finish off this guy. I'm feeling lethal right now. So I got a 19 and a 23 for the first
Oh, yeah?
flank hit, and the second one, 19.
Both of those will hit.
Okay, so that's... $20 and 24 piercing. And 4 psychic damage.
Okay. It's still hanging in there, but
And my dancing longsword for the third attack is an 18 hit.
18 will hit.
Okay, I was considering using the bardic, but I didn't need it.
Alrighty.
So 6, 7 slashing, 10 slashing damage.
10 slashing damage, yeah. Still in the fight, still fighting here, but definitely getting closer and closer to that very worn out, worse for wear territory as, Hugh, your turn comes to an end. Hemo will take his turn. Swing down with the great sword. And Hemo will hit. Another 17 points of damage. As Rhubarb, we come to your turn.
I feel like I'm hidden with that 23. Do I get any like
Your
advantage on attacks?
Your next attack roll will be made at advantage.
Fantastic. I don't like this guy. Let's just do the old Lunatari Divinely Favored special of firing a guiding bolt at him then. Just a level 1 guiding bolt. You're not getting my upcasts yet. So I'll poke my head out from around the tree, sling a bolt of lunar energy at him. That's a 16 to hit.
Unfortunately, that will miss.
I don't think I have any ways to flavor that. And then I get a secondary action. All right, let me see if I have any fun bonus actions first. Nah, I think we're good. I'm going to use my secondary action from the haste again to hide. Maybe I'll like kind of use some extra movement to sprint over to another tree that
Yeah.
looks sufficiently fat, you know, and can hide a tallest gnome of his tribe. And I'm
Yeah.
going to hide behind that tree. So
Roll me a
let's see.
stealth roll.
Oh, it's a dirty 22.
Hell yeah. So, Rue disappears again once more with the trees. As Vash, we come to your turn.
Alright, I am going to
Our fish person does glow from the
Mm.
Lunatari guiding bolt, so.
Ooh. Well then, I will make
Oh,
a
the bolt
reverberating
missed.
shot with
Oh,
advantage.
that's right! The bolt missed. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I was
no.
too caught up in the moment.
You could say it hit.
That's my hopes up. I will make a reverberating shot with
Go
this
for it.
person. That's a natural 20.
You don't need the advantage. Like, that hits.
Thing. I don't want this session to end. Although I deserve it after 3 weeks in a row of rolling like single digits for everything. So there's gonna be some sneak attack on there as well.
Yeah.
On top of all of that, there will also be the 4 points of thunder.
So, with that, anything else from Vass?
Well, if it's still up, I will use my hasted action to do another one.
It is still up.
Okay, I can't use any of the melodies this time. It's going on for turns, so it'll just be a regular one. Natural 20.
What the heck? Yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
I need to go buy a lottery ticket or something. So yeah, that not going to be as magical this time because I don't get sneak attack or any extra thunder damage. But you know what? It's a crit.
Oh, you fucking kill the guy. You get the kill
Yay!
shot. Go ahead, paint me a picture here.
I feel like with the first one, it goes right through its neck, and then as it's like bending over and popping, the second one takes it like right in the eye. It's 2 crits, so it has to be spectacular.
Hell yeah. And spectacular it is because as this figure spasms, choking on the first arrow, you watch as instead of blood comes out, it is sea foam and other bits of water as this figure just begins to dissolve in front of you, leaving behind only the trident that begins to sink to the shadow water. And as the figure dies, and you are no longer bound by initiative, this is where our session is going to have to come to an end. So, thank you to our players for playing. I hope you guys had fun with this. Thank you to our viewers for viewing. I hope you guys enjoyed this as well. I'll see you all in our next stream, but until then, head over to wildawitch.com. Check us out there. Join us in our Discord to jump into a game yourself. Keep up to date with all of our announcements. And as always, may the ever-burning light forever guide your steps. Laters.